Hey, Paul here for Retro Gaming Arts, and most of the time, like if you follow us on Facebook, I'll say things like us or we or something like that, and because there's somebody else that I'm referring to, like in the group of Retro Gaming Arts, and I don't think you guys have ever met him or know anything about him, so I've asked Aldo to come on and kind of interview him so you guys can see the behind-the-scenes guy that you never see for all that we do. So let's go meet Noah.
We have a new gentleman here, or not new gentleman, someone who's been here behind the scenes the
New
entire
to you,
time.
yes.
But new to you, the viewer. So welcome, Noah. How you doing, my man?
Good, man. Thank you, Aldo, for being here.
Oh, no, thank you. No problem. So the whole point of this is to kind of a little primer on you, like
Right, a little introduction.
Get a little introduction.
Kind of get to know me a little bit.
Yeah. So in all the previous videos we've had, obviously Paul has been the spearhead, the figurehead, but there are a lot of there's a network of people.
Right. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah. So making RGA run as a machine.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah, I just want to know a little bit about you. Obviously, I know you, but the viewers here do not.
Sure, we've hung out for a little while now.
A few times. But yeah, so just a quick little primer, a basic question. Who are you, and what do you do at Retro Gaming Arts?
Gotcha. Well, I'm Noah Singer Wilson, and what do I do at Retro Gaming Arts? So I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of modding, help Paul maybe with some input for the videos and stuff. Doing a lot of work on our website, and pretty much got my hat in a lot of different jars, So pretty much anything that could be done, I'm kind of helping out with a little.
Cool. So a lot of people, maybe when the website launched, you and Paul, you were the webmaster, right, for the website?
I built it basically from the ground up, obviously with Paul's input, because he's got a nice eye for design and cool colors and stuff like that. So. Yeah, we set it up. We wanted more of a hub to have, everything under one umbrella, whether it's our repair videos or different info or our shop, to sell stuff. It's basically, we're trying to be a one-stop shop for the whole encompassing things.
Sure. Awesome. So now that we got the who out of the way, another good question I guess I'd like to ask for everyone here.
Sure.
When did you maybe get started with Paul, or when did you guys maybe first meet up?
Right.
And maybe you guys formed the whole idea.
Well, let me see. I think I've been here for about a year and a half, at least I think at this point. But I was introduced to Paul actually online through Steam from a buddy of mine, and Paul started chatting me up. And I think this was around the time he made his first video or something on the PlayStation potentiometer fan mod and stuff. And he really just won me over with his vision for the whole thing. And I had used to do a lot of different mods and things of that nature, maybe just selling on eBay or whatever, and I had to move my shop, so everything was in storage, and it was almost kismet, all these tools and stuff that I had was the stuff that he didn't have, and the stuff that he had was the stuff that I needed, so I brought everything down and we just set the shop up, and as you can see, it worked out pretty good, so.
Yeah, you guys have quite a smorgasbord of goodies here.
Right.
From motherboards, circuit boards, you've got a big microscope over there. I mean, this is the real deal, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome that you guys were able to, I guess, complement what the other one needed.
Exactly.
And get that whole thing going. Take us through maybe a week in maybe your duties. What are some of your duties that you do throughout the week to keep the Retro Gaming Arts machine running?
Yeah, so, no week is the same, obviously, especially with different small businesses, when there's a few people behind the scenes and you have to do everything. But, we'll do a lot of repairs for the store since we do all the repairs for Retro Games Plus. So we'll do a lot of repairs, maybe some mods. If there's any, we say we get a cool new mod in, we probably want to make a video about it or something. So try to be dynamic in that way, where anything you do is kind of multi-purpose, But yeah, just repairs, mods, maintenance on the website, whether we're getting orders or shipping or all that sort of fun stuff, So no week is really the same, but it all does center around retro gaming, modding, and videos on the website, So it's really whatever crops up for that week itself.
Yeah, so it's a new adventure pretty much every week.
Yeah, it's never the same, which is what I like.
Which is awesome.
It's always exciting.
So kind of tying into that, obviously you and Paul have a lot of experience with modifying consoles, repairing things, and breathing new life into broken machines. But maybe what's like your origin story as far as what was it that gave you that interest in maybe,
Right.
hey, let me open up a machine and take a round and see how it works. How did you
Gotcha.
maybe grab that affinity or that drive to want to do
Right.
it?
Well, to keep it short, you know, a lot of people, as they're growing up as kids, they have certain consoles and certain things they're exposed to, and maybe you sell them off later on to get the next big thing or whatever. And you know, when you get in your maybe early or late 20s, you kind of look back nostalgically on the things you enjoyed as a kid. So that's what I did that whole journey of trying to collect different consoles and different games from my past and kind of relive my childhood. And what I came upon to realize is that a lot of these systems have unlocked potential, whether it's better audio-visual output, or it's things like overclocking, or playing burned or import games, you know. And I just thought that was really cool to take something that's old and to apply, whether it's new technology or a new method, and to, you know, unlock its full potential. So that really drove me to just start modding stuff and getting better. Started on the Sega Genesis, you know, because that's what I grew up with. So I did a little S-video overclock mod, and I was hooked, you know.
Yeah,
You did something yourself.
Eureka, yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
So that's kind of how I started.
Cool. So that's your superhero origin story, which is cool.
Yeah,
So
nostalgia man.
So
no, whatever.
maybe branching off from that, obviously you've worked on a ton of things.
For sure. Oh, the list of
devices.
Yes, it's a
So
long
what
list
would
now.
what would be maybe your personal favorite thing to work on?
I mean, that's hard to say. Anything I haven't worked on before is always the most exciting. But I really do like doing these RGB mods, whether it's for the NES or any system that doesn't have that stuff kind of natively, because you see people's reactions when they get these systems and they play it, and they're like, "Wow, this is really cool," and that's kind of what excites me. Not the individual thing, but actually the person that gets the console I've worked on. That's the kind of coolest thing that.
Yeah,
I
because
like, so.
you like you said before, you're breathing new life into these
Yeah.
consoles. You're maybe untapped potential, like you mentioned before.
Right.
You're opening the gate to something new, and it's like, you know, whoever you're giving it to as a repair, they're like, "Whoa, this is a brand new thing. I hook it up to a new TV, or I
Exactly.
could overclock the processors, whatever it may be." It's like playing it for the first time again. So that's a really
Yeah.
cool.
It's like taking an old muscle car and, you know, souping it up, or, you know, it's any sort of thing where you have an older technology that you really enjoyed and you want to make it better. You know?
So it must be really fulfilling to see
sure.
the reaction, the genuine and positive reaction that people get when they get these things back.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, if people weren't happy about it, I probably wouldn't do it. You know, it's
For sure,
it is that cool community feel where, you know, someone sends you their beloved item and you know, you make it cool for them, and they really appreciate it.
So yeah, that's kind of like the bare bones, but I also have a couple like extra questions.
Absolutely.
So obviously, retro gaming art, it's not just about maybe the repair and bringing modifying consoles. It's also about gaming too, right? Retro gaming is in the brand's name.
Oh sure.
So, what does retro gaming mean to you? Like, is it something? You know, obviously, have you been a lifelong gamer?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some of my earliest memories, I guess I had like a babysitter, 4 or 5, you know, play NES and Mario, and so I grew up on all that stuff. I got a Sega Genesis for Christmas when I was 7. You know, the Sonic 2 box, and I've basically been hooked since then. And it's not to say I've just played consoles. You know, my dad introduced me like Wolfenstein and Doom and stuff pretty early on. So
You saw some good stuff.
I
back
saw
in
some
the
good
day,
stuff.
yeah.
It's hard. It is, you know, a good foundation for sure. So retro gaming, I don't necessarily think it's a certain era or a certain time frame. It's obviously it has to be old enough where I think people go through their generation of being in teens and going and changing and coming back and looking on these things that they once enjoyed. So retro can really be anything for anybody, you know.
Sure, it could mean different things to different people.
For sure.
Now, before I know you mentioned Genesis.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big thing. Was that your favorite console growing up, or is that your number one console? Or
Yeah, I have a lot of strong memories tied to playing, you know, Genesis with my buddies in front of the TV on the floor, you know, getting yelled at by our parents to go to the park or something. But hey, we got this one map we gotta finish, and but I really got off onto the I went Genesis, then PlayStation, then PS2. But any consoles I didn't have personally, my friends all had, so I kind of got exposed to everything. Which is why not really a huge fanboy, I guess to say, on one system or another, because games are games, and if it's good, it's good. I'm trying not to be short-sighted in
Sure.
the console wars kind of.
Okay, so not only are you a maestro of modding and repairs, but you're the real deal as far as gaming too. So
yeah, I try to set aside more time for gaming now because
Yeah.
you might get a little busy with work and other things, and definitely got to enjoy your.
Got to keep that
Got to
balance.
enjoy your
right?
gaming,
of course.
for sure.
So one last question I would like to ask you. So with Retro Gaming Arts, you guys, I feel there's been a good growth.
Oh man, yeah.
Even in just the past year with you guys. So looking ahead into the future, let's where would you hope Retro Gaming Arts will be within in the next 5 years? Like what is maybe like the long-term goal, maybe that you see for the brand?
I'm personally, I like to go to a lot more conventions, really get out there and meet the people individually. We went to a convention in October of last year, and that was stupidly fun. Just seeing the actual people playing the systems and doing live demos. And I like to get out into the world and really maybe we could do some panels, a little more further stuff explained. But basically, the five-year goal is just to try and have an all-encompassing thing where we teach people the skills they might need to do this stuff themselves. Because while I enjoy doing it, the fact is anyone can do this stuff. It just takes time. It's like any other hobby or art or sport where you start at the ground floor and you work your way up and suddenly you're really good at something. And I think that's really our overarching goal, is to give people the power themselves to do these things that we enjoy. It's not just about making money or being the gurus that people look up to. It's like, no, you guys can do all this stuff yourselves and really have just as much fun as we do. So I think that's kind of that's my
awesome.
personal vision.
And that's great. It's a very altruistic way of looking at things, like paying it forward.
Yeah, create a community around something where people feel connected and empowered. That's what I like. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, and I certainly agree. Within 5 years, I hope it expands. I hope it grows.
Oh, it's gonna.
And
no
it's a
doubt.
place where people, like you said, can just as easily do this stuff themselves, because you're providing that knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's great. So yeah, that was kind of my long-term question there. So yeah, I think we now have a little bit of an idea of who the Maestro Noah is here at Retro Gaming Arts. And we'll see you in future
we've
videos.
got plans, my friend. You're going to see a lot of me. So
and also
don't get tired of me yet.
Yeah, maybe some streams we'll see you on, or some other videos.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just want to thank you for taking time to sit down in the shop. I know you guys are busy doing your own thing, but thank you for fielding some questions with me.
Absolutely,
and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Always
and again,
a pleasure.
I wish you and Paul all the continued success with Retro Gaming Arts. I truly believe in what you guys do and what you do for the community, and I know it will come back to you guys in spades.
Hey,
so,
it means the world.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you so much, Noah. Thank you for your time.
Cool.
And
Thanks, guys.
yeah, we will see you guys down the road. Thank you.
Bam.
5 years from now, my plan is to take it to a whole new level, because that's what I want to do with everything that I do, is take it to that next level, because why not? Just go with it. Just go as far as you can with whatever you do. And that's what I want to do. So I'm happy that you guys have joined me so far, and I'm very excited for what you may see in the future, and excited for all this. So I'm happy you guys got to meet Noah too, because he's been coming here modding consoles, repairing consoles, and he made the whole website and does all this stuff, and it was nice for you guys to meet him. So I was like, how do I introduce Noah to YouTube? So I was just immediately, my mind was like 60 minutes Aldo interview him 60 minutes style, and that's what I wanted. So thank you very much for Aldo coming on, for doing that. For Noah, thank you guys for watching. What'd you guys think of meeting the other person who comes and fixes consoles and does all this here, like I would normally say, with us? You know what I mean? That's who I'm referring to. So what'd you guys think? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.